welcome to my channel. My name is Arit. Don't forget to like, comment and share this video. So the topic we're looking at today is how to follow up after an interview. Now I get it, the wait between the interview and hearing back can seem like it goes on forever, especially when you've just interviewed for a job that totally ticks all of your boxes, but maybe past rejections and knockbacks have knocked your confidence. Don't worry about it. I'm going to run through a few tips that will help you follow up professionally and stop you from climbing the walls during the period that you're waiting to hear back. So number one is to start with the end in mind. And by that I mean there are a couple of questions you can ask during an interview that will calm you down later on. And those questions are, what are the next steps? And two, what's the time frame? Now, when the employer tells you what the next steps are, you know, and how long it's going to, and they're going to tell you how long when you ask about the time frame, it's going to take for them to get back to you. It helps you manage your expectations later on. So always, always, always start with the end in mind. Number two is send a thank you note after the interview. Now, I say this in so many of my videos, but so few people do it. It's just a short note. It gives you an opportunity to say thank you for your time, to reiterate that you've enjoyed the interview and that you're really interested in the position. You don't have to go on forever, and I think I might do a video that gives you examples of really good thank you notes, but do that, because if you actually haven't asked the question during the interview of like what the next steps are and what the time frame is, a thank you note gives you the opportunity to do that. And if you're unsure, if you don't have the email addresses, say for example you went for the interview, it was organized by an agency, then ask the agent for either for the email addresses of the people that you met, or just ask the agent to forward that on to you. Forward that on to the people who interviewed you, but ultimately do send a thank you note. Okay, and number three is it's not all about you. Now, I have been recruiting for about 10-12 years, and I can honestly say sometimes the silence, it's got, most of the time actually, the silence has nothing to do with you. You've got to remember that the hiring manager has got lots of other stuff going on as well. And sometimes if you have, say for example, done a first interview with HR and they might be waiting for the next interview to be done with the director, you got to wait to see when the availability is in the director's diary. Don't forget, there's sicknesses, there's holidays, but it's never, never, never usually about you. So be patient during that time of waiting, and don't put off searching for other jobs either. There's nothing wrong with kind of keeping your toe in the water, but just stay positive throughout the waiting game. Okay, so that's number three. Number four is follow-up note. So once you've been through the interview and they've given you an indication of the time frame and that time has lapsed, it's perfectly fine to send a note to just follow up. And that can be literally simply touch and base, hi, just following up. I understand decisions were made last week and I just want to see where I stand. Just a short email like that. And I'd also give them like a couple of days wiggle room. So say for example, they were hoping to get back to you on a Friday, then send you a follow-up note maybe on the Wednesday of the following week. But it's perfectly fine to do that. So send your follow-up note. And number five is a follow-up call. So if, for example, you haven't heard from the employer, there's been no follow-up to your email, then it's totally fine to give them a call and just be following up, just to check for the first thing that they actually got the email that you sent, and to find out what's going on with your application. Now, that's not about bugging employers. Again, you are only just letting them know that you're interested in the role, and also it's showing that actually you're giving up your time to go for an interview. So it's important that they feed back. And number six, if you get no response at all, then I always say kind of bow out gracefully. So you can send a last note that just says, really enjoyed meeting you. I'm interested in the position, may well have been filled, but do keep my details on file for future vacancies that come up. Because I mean, I think it's a bit naff if you've interviewed and you haven't been contacted, may well not be the kind of company you want to work with in the long run. But for you as an individual, you as a brand, it's good to bow out gracefully. So from the top, start with the end in mind. then send a thank you note. Always send a thank you note. Even if it's a telephone interview, send a thank you note. Number 3, it's never ever about you. Number 4, send a follow-up note. Number 5, a follow-up call. And number 6, bow out gracefully. So I hope you found that useful. Don't forget to like, comment and share this video, and click on the link below for details of vacancies that we have coming up through DiVA. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care. Bye bye.